The ocean is a precious resource for this community. When you go for walks on the beach, it's just beautiful. The last thing I want to see is a windmill off our beaches where we can see it. It's fine if it's far enough out where it can't be seen, but this is too precious of a commodity to lose to industry on that end. I've driven up the Columbia Gorge. My family, father-in-law lives up in Pendleton. And I got to tell you, that gorge has turned ugly with the windmills now. It was a beautiful drive, and now you're looking at big old windmills all the way up and down the gorge. I don't want to see that in Tillamook County. I don't want to see the windmills. If they can get out 12 miles out or wherever so that they can't be seen, that would be fine, but in close is not going to cut it for me. The wave energy, that's an interesting proposal. Again, if it's outside where we can't see the wave generators, it would be okay. The problem I have is my understanding is the wave generators have to be at, I believe, 40 fathoms, and that is the depth that most of our crab industry operates at. That is going to harm the crab industry because those wave energy machines don't just take up a small space, they have to anchor them, and the anchors run out and would, from what I've heard, will interfere with the crab fishermen. So I support it to the extent that not in my backyard where we can see it. And I do know the county has taken an active role with the PUD and the tide group to try to limit that and to take the lead on that project. And let us be the leaders and not the state. As far as the marine reserves go, I have a hard time with the marine reserves. I have kids in school, and the schools are hurting for funds, and for the state to put money into marine reserves when our children need new textbooks and items, I oppose it. Having said that, there's nothing we're going to do to stop it. It's coming. The Multnomah County voters and the major area in Portland, it's going to get pushed down our throats. So the best way to handle that is to minimize the impact. Put it in areas where the fishermen aren't going to be, where it won't impact us. The results from that are going to be negligible to the community. I don't think the science is going to prove anything. The fish are going to swim through it and swim back out. The native population may grow, but the money would be better spent trying to get a sustainable yield, studying what sustainable yield would be on our fisheries off the coast. The main thing is I love the beach. I walk Bay Ocean Beach at least once a month from the parking lot all the way to the South Jetty and back. It is a gorgeous, pristine area, and we have to save those pristine areas in our community. Those have to be a priority for the community, for livability in this area. So often you see developments come and go along the coast, and it doesn't add to the livability. It chucks things up. So my position on the land use issues in Tillamook County, on the logging issue, I feel logging is in my blood. My family survived on logging. The logging industry put me through college, so I support the logging industry. My view is we have a good forest management plan. We need to log to the maximum that plan will allow and keep sustainable yields flowing through this community. The logging industry has been very good to us over the years. Growing up here, we would hunt up in the woods and we would see those little trees growing. We would look, and every year I can remember my dad saying, well, it's not going to be too much longer, we're not going to be able to hunt, these trees are getting bigger. Well, it wasn't that long and they were too big to hunt. The problem right now, as I see it, is we don't have a diversified forest. We have all Doug firs. Douglas fir is native, but the trees they got for this area were not native to this area. They suffer from Swiss needlecast disease, they've suffered from stunted growth. By having a non-diversified forest, we've limited the natural nature of things. What we need to do is log as fast as prudent and replaced with a diversified forest of cedar and hemlock and spruce, and not just Doug fir. I think over the years that'll build us a better forest, a more productive forest, and give us a more sustainable yield as time goes on. But my position on logging is that we need to go to the maximum allowed on the forest management plan. Farming issues, I've done farm tax returns for 30 years. I know what the farming community's like. I know what they need in this community. I like the idea that the farmland needs to be stayed as farmland in this community. The encroachment by developers into the farm areas would not be acceptable in Tillamook. It just would not fit in with what we're doing and what we're trying to achieve. The estuaries in Tillamook support the salmon and steelhead in fishing, and you're not going to find a more avid fisherman than I am. I'm out during the fall every chance I can get. As we progress into the salmon habitat, it's nice to see the developments there, like up north at Garibaldi, where the habitat has been improved. It's important on this on the estuaries projects that are going on, and the floodway corridor running out to north of town, that as we work on that, we will enhance the salmon habitat along Tillamook Bay immensely. I'm on the museum board, and we have a couple hundred acres of prime, pristine wetlands out there where the salmon are coming in, and we're putting in a nature trail or interpretive trail for people to go walk on and look how the salmon relate and how they spawn in the streams and the nature of the area. So I guess my overall feeling is that we need to support industry as much as we can in this community. The logging industry especially. We are a poor community. Our average wages are about $10,000 less than the Portland area for the mean. We need to provide as many jobs as we can, and the timber industry has always provided those jobs. I'm on the Port of Tillamook Bay board, and right now we're looking and working with the county on the Project Exodus program. Part of the Project Exodus is a FEMA project for $4 million to open that floodway up and start the flow a little better and quicker out of the community. My father owned Coast Tire Shop, which was right in the middle of the floodplain. Why he built there, the family never knew. But over the years, we've cleaned that building out from numerous floods, and each year it's gotten worse. And as things have clogged up and more fill has went in north of town, it just made it a bigger mess. And the longer that water sits, the more silt and sediment build up in the buildings. I can remember the '68 flood when we had water in the building, I think, for 4 or 5 days. And we actually had to go in with shovels and shovel out into wheelbarrows all the silt out of the building. So anything we can do to solve that issue, I'm for. Now, it's my understanding that on Project Exodus, I've heard varying amounts that it'll lower the flood level by a foot and a half, or it will at least get the water out quicker. And in both instances, that's a good thing for the community. In addition, on Project Exodus, it looks like a lot of that is going to be converted into saltwater marsh, which will make far more salmon habitat and a nice addition to our estuaries. And both of those reasons are why I support Project Exodus.